Yeah, much like the Formula Ones earlier, our biplanes are also the Grand Prix standing start. They're on a 3.5-mile course right here in front of the stands. They're going to take off. They're going to round the course one full time. When they pass the steel start-finish pylon, it's race on. Now, special note here, our 11-time championship airplane and our reigning champion, Andrew Buehler, did not start for this race, getting the excitement level up for all the other racers who now have a chance at this one.
Well, these are the fastest 8 biplanes this week. Of course, -1, you mentioned Andrew Buehler right there, though, the top qualifiers. And we had a race 1A scheduled, but it was canceled because of wind, which happens occasionally here in the desert. So this is race 2A, but these are gold-class racers, Steve.
Yeah, another reason the biplanes run early in the morning with the formulas are they are very susceptible to wind, especially on landing. These things are very short-coupled. Most airplanes are spin-offs of the Pit Specials or the Mong Sports. They're very small biplanes. They can be single or two-place configuration. They're limited to 360 cubic inch. They're air-cooled engines. Most of them are Lycoming 4-cylinder engines, but they are limited to 2 wings, fixed gear, and fixed pitch prop, again, requiring a lot of strategy on the crew chief's part.
Once again, fun to listen to, as are all these classes here. Well, you can come to Reno, see all the action this fall, including the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds. Get tickets now, or watch the racing live at airrace.org.
Now, most of these aircraft are used in competition the rest of the year when they're not here racing at Reno. Again, very short-coupled, very highly maneuverable. Most of them designed, a spin-off of the design by Curtis Pitts back in the 60s, the small Pitts biplane or the Mong Sport biplanes.
Very nimble in the air, sort of like the quarter horses of all our classes here. Not so graceful on the deck. They're a little bit hard to maneuver when they are on the runway, but up in the air, boy, they are magnificent to behold.
Yeah, the toughest maneuver in one of these biplanes is the landing, without a doubt.
That white and silver biplane right there, race 66, is Scott Thompson from Rio Linda, California. In second hand, he is holding down our lead right now. Right behind him, John D'Alessandro from right here in Reno, Nevada, in the RB Special. Both of those are the Pitts brand.
Yeah, keeping in mind that life got breathed into these guys, into these teams, by the fact that our fastest qualifier, Andrew Buehler in Phantom, did not start this race.
Scott Thompson, by the way, our leader, was one of the slower planes last year, but he has built a plane in which all the parts and pieces have already had a life in the air, and now they're going the second go-around. His story and the others who helped him build this remarkable plane are our Reno Tahoe Top Guns. Visit renotahoe.com.
Yeah, for the name, secondhand, the reason we have it that is because everything on the airplane is used parts. You know, stuff that was either laying around or donated or whatever. And the second meaning for the name is secondhand's all you're going to need to time it. Because a fast biplane on the inner course it's going to go around in less than 60 seconds.
We decided to build him a faster plane, and we supported him in that. And I did all the fabric work. As Eric would finish parts, he'd hand them to me, and I'd take them home and do fabric. And I did all this in my living room.
Started off, as Scott said, with a set of C wings we found in Southern California. The landing gear is modified from a standard Pitts gears in Tony's airplane over there. This prop was the original test prop that we did off Jeff original test prop on the Mong Sport number 23.
We did everything in the living room except for the fuselage because it wouldn't fit with the gear on.
The engine was the original engine from the first 2 years of the Reno Rabbit. The engine mount was hanging in a hangar. The landing gear came from a friend of Jeff's, and he gave us the landing gear, the axles, the brakes, and the wheels. Rudder pedals were, I think Scott picked those up. They came with the fuselage. The wings were picked up in Van Nuys. Another guy had them hanging in a storage unit. Oh, the fuel tank was another part that he found online and had it stored in his hangar.
The number of airplanes that were scrapped to make this thing. So about 5 different aircraft came together to make this one.
White flag, white flag.
Fascinating. Steve, I was kind of looking for maybe some of your old cufflinks or something on that plane right there. Obviously, in certain cases, it takes a village, or in this case, an extended family of your colleagues to make a racing plane.
Well, I guarantee you, when everybody was contributing a part here and a part there, they had no idea they were actually arming the enemy, because
Right.
he's used this hodgepodge of parts to beat them at their own game. What a story.
And that is exactly what he is in the process of getting done right now. We're down to lap 6 of 6. Man, oh man, Scott Thompson looking for his first victory in biplane here in Reno, and he can just about taste it at this point.
Yeah, number 66, he's routing them all right. That Route 66 is on a roll here. And you got to love it when a plan comes together, or a hodgepodge of parts from everybody's hangar and walls of hangars from around the country.
That is the STIHL power move of the day. The first victory ever for Scott Thompson in biplane in the second hand. Of course, the rest of the parts of this plane have been around. Maybe they've been winners before, but a great moment for Scott Thompson.
I think every lap was within a tenth of a second. We timed all his laps. He's on a string. This kid can fly. Oh my God.
The epitome of I love it when a plan comes together.
First race, man! First, woo! Oh, I can't believe it! Yeah!
In the books now, Heat 2A, and Scott Thompson with the great victory there put himself a step closer to that gold race and maybe a national championship.
Badass. That was so great.
Well, you can come to Reno, see all the action this fall, including the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds. Get tickets now. Watch the racing live at airrace.org.